Duncan... Wu's cabin appears to be the only clean spot on the boat hull. His equipment is neatly laid out on his bedding, grouped by type, arranged just so. He is currently in the process of cleaning his weapon with meticulous care. Well, that's that, I guess. We're runners now. Yep. Think it's time to catch up? I forgot to ask about benefits. Think we can get medical and dental care. Doubt it. Yep. Think it's time to catch up? Could be. He stops for a moment, stares at the weapon in his hand. That's why I'm maintaining my equipment. It helps me focus my brain, work through stuff. He sighs, lowers the rifle. Now's a good time as any, I guess. Where do you want to start? Let's talk about Raymond. Okay, shoot. What do you think is going on with him? I don't know, Simon. He was clearly obsessed with the walled city and whatever prosperity is. He sounds like a sleepwalker trying to stumble his way through a dream or something. A sleepwalker who hires Shadowrunners. Whatever he was doing, he knew it would be dangerous. From Triad bosses. Alright, dangerous. Raymond was smart as hell. If he thought he needed runners to take him into that place, he needed them. Why do you think he came to Hong Kong? Well, he's from here, right? It sounds like he had unfinished business that he needed to take care of before. You think he's dying? Maybe. Just something to think about. Did he say anything about me after I left? You know Raymond, Simon. He told us what he wanted to teach us. Told us what he wanted us to know. Everything else was met with a wall of good-natured silence. He used to say, "You are the master of the unspoken word, Mr. Wu. Once it is out of your mouth, it is out of your control." Yeah, Duncan. Stop talking so much. So no, after you left, he never said a word about you. Not a word. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about being Shadowrunners. Yeah, look at us, we're Shadowrunners. We're totally qualified. What's there to say? I worked my ass off to pull myself out of the gutter and make something of my life. I did what it took to earn my bronze. And now I'm a mercenary hiding in the shadows of a foreign country, doing dirty jobs that the corps need to keep off the books. It's the reverse of everything I ever wanted. You seem to be taking it pretty damn well, so let me ask you something. Yeah, why am I taking it so well? You said you thought that Raymond was alive too, that we'd run the shadows until we could figure out what was happening to him. Was that true? Yes. Yeah, no, I think he's alive. Yes, for me this is all about finding out what really happened to Raymond. Wu nods, clearly satisfied. Good. Good that we're on the same page. I feel better knowing that. What's your opinion of Kindly Chang? I mean, she's a triad boss. She does what's necessary to maintain herself and her organization. I'd say she's got us right where she wants us, right under her thumb. What do you want to talk about specifically? What do you think she wants from us? Talent. She needs people to get things done. As long as her network keeps delivering information about Raymond, I don't care. At least for now. We need to stay with her. We have no other connections in Hong Kong. Without her, we're dead in the water. You think we can trust her? No. A tried boss and underground fixer? No, I don't think we can trust her. But as long as we all share the same goals, we should be okay. Yeah, makes sense. As long as we serve her interests, she doesn't have a reason to screw us over. Exactly, it's simple. She provides jobs, we do jobs. She gets info about Raymond and that plastic-faced man, and we figure out what the hell's going on. We figure out what's going on. She doesn't end up in the trunk of a car at the bottom of the river. Everybody wins. What about this plastic-faced man? Creepy dudes are nothing new to me, even well-dressed, creepy corporate dudes. Between the gangers we grew up with and the shit that I've run into as a cop, I've seen all kinds. I just want to know who he is and who he works for. We should keep an eye on Strangler Bao. No, I think Bao's okay. Right, Bao is like tightly leashed to Kindly Chang. We should keep an eye on everybody, and that guy's definitely no exception. I think Strangler Bao's okay. Right, I think he's under control. He's not our problem, he's kindly Cheng's problem. I've seen plenty of cold killers in the Barrens and plenty more since I joined Lone Star. This guy's the real deal. Yeah, no. I'm not sure if he knows what the word remorse even means. You should steer clear of him. I mean, look, he's a tool, he's a killer. If you need someone killed, he'll kill them for you. Right? So, I mean, just keep in mind he's a killer. I'll be careful. Uh-huh, I can see that. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about Gobbert and Is0bel. They seem competent considering how young they are, but then again, they sound like they've been taking care of themselves since they were pretty young. The three of us work together well in the walled city. Based on that, I bet the four of us would make a solid crew. They seem... they are young. I don't know if they're... Do you trust them? As far as I trust any runner, yeah. It's like Raymond used to say, trust and verify. They haven't given me a reason not to trust them, so until they do, I believe what they say and keep my eyes open. I can't get that dream I had out of my head. You said you had one too, right? Yeah, yours sounded like a nasty one. I don't remember much about mine. I was pretty creeped out by our run into the walled city. Between that and all the drama, I'd be surprised if I didn't have a nightmare. He shrugs. Was the walled city in your dream? Of course the walled city was in my dream. It was a nightmare, wasn't it? Was it in your dream too? Sure looked like it. I'm not sure I'm surprised. The walled city is more than just another slum in a sprawl. Hell, it is a sprawl. Of course we dreamed about it. The feelings I had there has stayed with me. It felt thick, heavy. And I got this overwhelming feeling of, I don't know, wretchedness, I guess. Oh, Duncan is sensitive. Maybe he feels more than other people. Like maybe he feels the curse of the walled city more than other people. What do you remember about yours? Just little snatches of things. He puts his hands on his hips and concentrates. The walled city was breathing, and it had teeth everywhere. And there was a tunnel that was so bright that I had to shut my eyes. And Raymond was there. He was either kneeling or lying down, I can't remember which, but he was crying. That's what made me wake up, the sound of my father crying. Teeth everywhere. Did you feel any different from the other nightmares you've had? He takes his time, thinks about his answer a bit before he responds. You know how sometimes you'll be mad at a friend in a dream and then wake up still mad at him? Then you treat him like he did something wrong when you see him. It kind of feels like that to me, like I dreamed I was swimming towards a bright light and when I woke up, I was out of breath from the effort. Alright, so it just seems too real. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk later. Later's good. I want to do some cardio, work off some steam. Then it's rack time for me. You should do the same, Simon. A couple hundred push-ups would do you good. Please, I could bust out 200 in my sleep. I don't think so, Duncan. But hey, knock yourself out. Thanks for the offer, but I think I'll have a go have a drink instead. I don't think so, Duncan, but hey, knock yourself out. You're lost. Talk to you later. Yeah, a couple hundred push-ups. Let's talk to the ladies. I haven't saved in a while. Is0bel, why did you run that way? Is0bel's cabin is an exercise in controlled chaos. Her living space is utterly dominated by an enormous jury-rigged computer. Serpentine cables snake from component to component, tying dozens of obsolete terminals and cyberdecks together into a single colossal machine. Cool. Hey, is that dozens? Oh, so all these terminals are joined together? This is my personal machine. If you're looking for your mission computer, it's downstairs. She doesn't bother looking up. You can see that she's elbow deep in the guts of an obsolete cybertech. One of a half dozen that have been wired into the computer with braided cables. Actually, I was hoping to talk to you. Got a second? There's a long pause, then she chirps out a response. We're talking now, aren't we? Okay, yeah. I guess so, yeah. Can I ask you a few questions? You want to crawl to the computer and talk to me face to face? Yeah, no. You must be pretty absorbed by what you're doing, huh? I guess so, yeah. Can I ask you a few questions? She leans in, scrutinizing the innards of the obsolete deck. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Have you been having weird dreams lately? Her bodies go still. Yes. I think that everybody has. Yeah, me too. I've been having terrible nightmares. I know, it happens more often than you'd think. She tilts her head in the direction of the walled city. This kind of mass psychosis was common where I grew up. Everybody got it. Mass psychosis. You know, I really like this story. Like, I really like how, like, there's kind of the story, but the undercurrent, the dreams, like, it's always there. I really like that. So, like, you know, it's like you woo, the police shot your dudes, and now you're sinless and you're Shadowrun and all that. That's the main story. That's cool. But the undercurrent of the nightmares, that's really cool. I really like that. Mass psychosis seems more like a magical phenomenon to me. Wait, you've been sharing bad dreams with others since you were a kid? Mass psychosis seems more like a magical phenomenon to me. Her voice quickens. I don't really know what it is, and I don't think I want to. I just want to work on my computer in peace. Alright, she doesn't want to talk about it. That's fair enough. Fair enough. That's quite a machine you're working on. Care to tell me about it? She's my pet project. I call her the octopus. She waves a hand at the tangle of thick power cables that radiate out from the machine's central core. You might be able to guess why. Impressive work. How well does it perform? She's a monster. She yanks a fried chip from the deck's motherboard and neatly sets it aside, then fumbles in the nearby bin for a replacement. An absolute beast. What's this thing made of? Why bother building your own machine? Don't you earn enough to buy something new? What's this thing made of? Whatever I could find. Busted terminals, obsolete cyber decks, aftermarket memory from Maximum Law's dumpster. Scavengers would kill for this stuff in the walled city, but out here people throw it away. So everything she can find, she has hooked it up into one giant thing. Oh, is she like, she's kind of building a supercomputer, right? This is how you build supercomputers, is you hook a whole lot of ordinary computers together and you have it do one thing. She chuckles to herself as she eases a card into an empty expansion slot. Most deckers are early adopters. They buy whatever's newest, shell out huge amounts of new yen in hopes of riding the bleeding edge. Stupid. Why? Because I can have 5 of last year's model for a quarter of the price of that whiz new cybertech. And after I finish daisy chaining them together, the machine that I've built will run circles around your hot new decks. Yeah, but it's huge. Yeah, and you need a flatbed truck to carry it. Do we look like we're hunting for space to you? She rummages in a bin to her left and pulls out a stick of solid-state memory. It disappears into the deck that she's working on. I've got a whole boat to work with, your cabin included, if I told Gobble I needed it. Be my guest, I wouldn't mind. A long pause, huh? Well, I was joking, but if you're really okay with it, I might someday, we'll see. Like, eventually she's gonna turn the entire boat into a giant computer. What about portable gear? Your cyberdeck software, that kind of thing. It gets the job done. Might not be top of the line, but I'm comfortable using it in the field. If you should happen to come across any more advanced hardware or software, either on the job or down on the discount rack at Law's Techno Playlist. Not above taking donations, but barring that, I'm fine with using what I've got. Your call. Alright. Can we talk about the ambush at Victoria Harbour? I'd rather not. I lost friends there. Duncan and I didn't come out of the attack unscathed either. They shot Carter down, same as your friends. Was she your friend? You didn't seem that close. She returns her attention to the octopus, turning her back on you. I'd like to get to know you better. Tell me something about yourself. Something? She pauses for a moment. Okay, I don't like small talk. Does that count? Sure. Yeah, of course. If you don't want to talk, we don't have to talk. Thanks for not pushing it. It's nothing personal. I just don't think that I'm a very interesting person. You don't have to think you're interesting. Tell me what you think is interesting, alright? Like, you don't have to talk about you. Like, tell me about your computers. Tell me about what you're building. Any thoughts about that last run? Is0bel shivers, looking away from you. I'm still mad at you for making me go back there. I'd say it hasn't changed, but it seems like it has, for the worst. It's just like I remembered it, but darker, meaner. The perfect place for a thug like Is0bel and his goons. It was a good move to avoid getting in a fight with Bao's men. I wouldn't shed a tear for a single one of them, but kindly is ruthless. Going against her wishes is a good way to buy a one-way ticket into a shallow grave. She never forgets the people who do what she asks though, especially when she expected them to screw up. Anything else you wanted to know? You don't like talking about things other than your computer brain much, do you? There's a long pause before she responds. When she does, she sounds vaguely hurt. I prefer not to, nothing personal, it's just the way that I am. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want to know who I'm running with, don't you? Yes, you're still a mystery to me. There's a long pause. I don't like mysteries, but I do enjoy solving them. Alright, well. She turns, gives you her full attention. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask you a question, something personal. After you've given me an answer, you get to ask me something. Okay. Think of it like a game of questions. We take turns until one of us wants to quit. Deal? Alright, deal. You go first, ask away. She studies your face. We'll start off easy. Tell me what you really think about Duncan. I don't think he's really cut out for this shadow running thing. He's too sensitive. And you know, people die in this business. I love and respect the man, his family. Not really. He can be a pain in the ass, but he's like a brother to me. Not really. We are old friends who drifted apart, that's all. Not really. He was a means to an end back in the Barrens, now he's just irritating. None of these things are what I want to say. He was a means to an end back in the Barrens, now he's just irritating. I don't have any feelings about him one way or the other. He can be a pain in the ass, but he's like a brother to me, is he? Is he like a brother to me? We are old friends who drifted apart, that's all. No, he can be a pain in the ass, but he's like a brother to me. Interesting. Her eyes flit to the doorway of Gobbert's cabin. The corner of her mouth tilts outwards into a slight smile, and a little familiar. Well, you've answered my question. I guess that makes it your turn. How long have you been running the shadows with Gobbert? That's a good question. I guess about 4 years now. A decent stretch by anyone's reckoning. Yeah, I mean, if you've been running the shadows for 4 years, you're good at it. You haven't died yet. And that would make it my turn. She pauses, considering. So tell me, what was your connection to Raymond Black? He was my benefactor and mentor. I respected him. He was like a father to me and Duncan. He got us out of the Barrens. This is true, right? Benefactor and mentor, I respected him. No, this is true, right? In that case, I'm sorry for your loss. Losing the ones that you love is hard. I don't think we've lost him just yet, though. Your turn. Ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. How did you and Goblin meet? Her brow furrows, and after a moment she screws her eyes shut. We met as kids in the walled city. My prison was her playground. You okay, Is0bel? Of course I'm okay, I'm fine. She shifts her gaze to the octopus. I just have a hard time remembering those days. My childhood is kind of a blur. The walled city is a bad place, man. Something's wrong with that place. And that brings us back to my turn. She gestures at the cabin walls around you. You enjoy it, don't you? Living like this, working the shadows. Yeah, Raymond Black was wrong. This is what I was born to do. No, I left this shit behind when Raymond pulled me out of the Barrens. I want my old life back. But this is survival. I do what I have to. Enjoyment doesn't come into it. Yeah, no. I think I enjoy working the shadows. Yeah, Raymond Black was wrong. This is what I was born to do. She nods slowly. I knew it. I can read it all over you. I'm way too comfortable with this. How can you be so comfortable with people getting their brains blown out? Your turn again. Go ahead. Ask me something. Where did you learn to deck? The Wampo. I lived there for a while after escaping the walled city. The people there were difficult. We didn't get along, but it was a great place to learn. My turn again. Her head tilts as she studies your face, and I think my last question for you. You're stuck here, marooned, you and Duncan both. He's obviously unhappy with the situation. He keeps going on about the things that he's left behind, but what about you? Is there anything that you want to get back to? This is a lie? My friends, my career, everything I had worth caring about. This is a lie? I didn't have any friends or family or career? I didn't have friends or career. This is a lie. Yeah, I left something important behind my entire life. Oh, no, this is if you lie. This is the same thing, but if it's true. Nothing worth mentioning. Truth be told, I'm enjoying the change of scenery. Yeah, no, I don't think I had much. Nothing worth mentioning. Nothing? There isn't anything about your old life that you'll miss? I don't know whether to envy you or feel sorry for you. Hey, you know... It's all water under the bridge, Is0bel. Time only flows forward. You can't go back. So, don't worry so much about missing anything. Like, you'll be worse if you are so concerned about what you've lost that you miss the future. Right? Like, losing the past is not as bad as losing the future. So focus on the future. She glances down at the clock on her desk, an antique model with physical hands that look like it was wrenched out of a submarine. A frown spreads across her face. Shit, it's even later than I thought. And I've still got a long way to go before the octopus is fixed. She begins to turn away, her attention fixed on a stack of partially disassembled cyber decks arrayed in front of her. Hang on, Is0bel, you still owe me another question. She stops in place, fidgets. It's true. Go ahead. I need you to tell me what you can about the walled city. It's just pushing it. Her voice goes cold. Why? Because Raymond Black wanted to go in there and somebody destroyed my life to keep him from doing that. Why do you think that hellhole is getting into our heads, influencing our dreams? Because I've visited the place and I know that there's more going on there than I've seen. Um, Raymond Black wanted to go in there and somebody destroyed my life to keep him from doing that. That hellhole is getting into our heads, influencing our dreams. Because I've visited the place and I know there's more going on there than I've seen. I don't want to be too direct, because this is like literally terrifying if it's true. If there's something magical in that city that's causing everybody to have the same dream, that's like literally terrifying, even for me. Like, whoa. So I don't want to be too direct because this is like insane terrifying. Because I visited the place, I know there's more going on there than I've seen. Raven Black wanted us to go in there. Let's go with this one. Her cheeks flush, just like they did the last time. She averts her eyes. No, I'm sorry, but no. Later maybe, but not now. You owe me an answer, Is0bel. That's how this game works. Alright, Is0bel, maybe next time. No, this might be important. I know she doesn't want to tell me, right? Or she doesn't want to think about it. But this might be important, right? I don't know, people might die. if something's going on in there and we don't know, and I don't know about it. If she knows something, I think I need her to tell me, because like it's however uncomfortable it makes her, I think the consequences potentially are worse. Alright, so please, this is important. Yes, but blinking, she turns away and buries herself in the octopus's blade in it. Please excuse me, I have work to do. Alright, she can't do it. She can't do it. Interesting. That's very interesting. She can't do it.